The Bali Musar teach that when it comes to the Yom Tov of Rosh Hashanah, the Yom Hadin, it is important for one to make certain kabbalos, commitments for the upcoming year, ben adam lamakayim, ben adam lachaveroi, kabbalos for the new year, where one accepts upon themselves a new practice, a new zehiros, a new limud. Kabbalos, this is a theme in the Bali HaMusar. And let's understand the value of making kabbalos in the context of one of the most important themes of Rosh Hashanah. Perhaps the most important event and theme of Rosh Hashanah is the focus on Akeida Yitzchak. In Zechroinos we say, Akeida Yitzchak lezaroi hayom barachmim tizkar. The reason we blow a shofar of an ayil, the Gemara says, is to remember Akeida Yitzchak. The reason we do tashlich, the Rama says from the Maril, is to remember Akeida Yitzchak, where there was water trying to prevent Avram from going to the Akeida. The Meiri says the purpose of kaparos is to recall Akeida Yitzchak. The Akeida is the kriya for the second day of Rosh Hashanah. The Akeida is a primary theme of Rosh Hashanah. By the Akeida, we find Vayikra Avraham Shem Hamakim Ahu Hashem Yireh. Hashem should look, Hashem should see. What's the meaning of that? The Meshech Chachma uncovers an incredible insight. We know there's a rule, Chazal tell us in Brachos, by Klal Yisrael, Machshava Toiva Mitzarefes L'maisa, Machshava Ra Eina Mitzarefes L'maisa. A good thought, Hashem rewards and joins it together with one's act. A bad thought, Hashem is not mitzaref l'maisa. Not so by the nations of the world. An evil thought is mitzaref l'maisa. A good thought is not mitzaref l'maisa. What's the meaning of this? Why is that? Why by Klal Yisrael do we find this phenomenon that if a person has in mind to do a mitzvah, he's immediately rewarded for it, and it joins together with the act of the mitzvah itself? When did this phenomenon become true? When did this concept, when was it activated? Says the Meshech Chachma, when Yitzchak Avinu gave up his life al Kiddush Hashem, from then and on it became second nature for a Jew to be drawn after the Ratzain of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and throughout history Jews have willingly sacrificed their lives for HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Today in Slichos we spoke about the myriad of Jews who through the centuries have willingly given up their life al Kiddush Hashem, to the point where Jews sometimes wonder, what was the big nisayon of Avraham and Yitzchak at the Akeida? We've been doing this for centuries. And the Rambam writes that a get that is coerced could be a good get. Why? Because it is ingrained in the soul of a Jew to want to do the right thing, and therefore we could apply kaifin oisai, we could force someone at shiyomer roitzani, because the roitzani is his true desire. So if a Jew thinks to do a mitzvah and he's nanas, it's a mitzdaref lamaisa, because the desire to do the mitzvah is part of the DNA of the Jew. And from his personality, nothing will stop him from carrying out that thought. But a bad thought is considered superimposed, it's external, it's not the identity of the Jew. Not so by the nations of the world, like it says in Mishlei, Nafsham Ivsara, they truly desire evil, but the Jew truly desires good and to follow the Ratzon of Hashem. When did that become the reality? When did the reality become that the real desire of a Jew is Roitzani, Koifen Roitzani at the Akeida? When Yitzchak Avinu willingly gave up his life for HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he ingrained in the DNA of the Jew that it is our deepest desire to do the Ratzon of Hashem. That is why at the Akeida, Hashem, Avram Avinu says, Hashem Yireh, Hashem, look at the thought, look at the deep desire of the Jew, and be mitzdaref their machshavos and their thoughts to their deeds. Perhaps then, on the day that we commemorate Akeida Yitzchak, this is the day we take advantage of the principle of Machshava Toiva, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mitzdarefes L'maisa, and we make Kabbalos so that we could immediately be rewarded, and it could be reckoned to our zechus, not only the deeds and the actions, but the good thoughts and the plans and the machshavos and all our aspirations for the coming year. So Kabbalos on Rosh Hashanah are part of commemorating the Akeida. And it's also part of taking advantage of the Akeida. And since the Akeida is such an essential part of the day, therefore we take advantage of the zechus and we make Kabbalos to activate the great principle of Chishev Lasois Mitzvah Mala Olav Kilo Asa HaKadosh Baruch Hu Mitztarefes Li Yisrael Machshava Kamaisa. Wishing everyone a good gebencht Yar.